let's just say we didn't evolve and play with magic. That's what I like. We're Neolithic wonderments who have all of this internet full of all of these rituals, all of these amazing rituals, all of these amazing rituals. So, back in the day, hey, all of these amazing rituals. But what I've been working with the New English Bible with Apocrypha, of course, because I'm the Apocrypha guy. The We've been discussing how this is Apocryphal, kind of a neat little catch into the road cleanup project. This is how I made us aware of this because I've been a legitimate long term researcher on this. And when I first started with these in print format, when I first bought them, the Dead Sea Scrolls of Deception, at that initial point of it was we couldn't figure out that the Bible itself was deceiving us. The illegitimate record during that era when the Dead Sea Scroll Deception book was published. That provided us, so cult over there doesn't know the legitimate age of their book, the apocryphal reminder cult over there doesn't even know the legitimate age of the earth. Pretty disappointed, but a neat reminder. Grandpa Gideon was an guy. Oh yeah, we were going to fiddle with the sacred magic of elimination. So Psalms first, always Psalms first. Rest not, O God, be neither silent nor still, nor thy enemies are making a tumult, and those that hate thee carry their heads high. They devise cunning schemes against thy people, and conspire against those thou hast made thy treasure. Come away with them, they cry. Let them be a nation no longer. Let Israel's name be remembered no more. With one mind they have agreed together. So, we're reading King David, I suppose. I'm not worried about the authorship. However, the authority to have scribes uh, information, to have the written record right here where King David had his handwriting, and reminded it took 13 years to replete back to understanding that David himself was an albino. And so here we've haven't gone far enough into this in order to understand the families of Edom, the Ishmaelites, right there, the Ishmaelites. We're looking for Sabians, we're looking for the loss of the repercussion of the Jews, got caught with the Dome of the Rock, and things like that is what we're actually looking for. And so we had Gebel, Ammon, and Abimelech, Philistia, and citizens of Tyre. So, done enough. There's older than 6,000 years of age. This is places we won't know than to their ally, though. All of these names, all of these locations, they're really, we could research, and we would find so much stuff on just anything. We'd make it up, really, on but Philistia sounds like Philistines, all of them leading to the descendants of Lot. Here in this piece of Apocrypha, all of them leading them to the descendants of Lot specifically. So we're cruising through here, Lot. Back there in the story, we remember because we typed it or we wrote it or we read it better. and in the story of Lot is right here. Just takes these simple name relationships, deal with them as as with Sisera. It's just a simple name relationships through all of there's so much apocrypha, it's not even funny. As with Jabin and the torrent of Kishon, there's so much apocrypha. Who fell vanquished with Median, and fell at Anhara, and there's so much apocrypha, and who were spread on the battlefield like dung, dung, dung. So there's so much apocrypha. It's from wait, don't tell me. Kind of, there's so much apocrypha. Make the princes like Arab and Zeb. This is just a single opportunity to go back home and say, Dad, I don't think look at this, what this actually said, and David, and then take it around and scatter them, oh God, like thistle down. That I have. That's in the Bibles. That we'll discuss my specific control of that one. How he does it over there in Zillah. How he that this I've got all the plants of the Bible. I've got it stole that from the library. Not going to give it back. Their clothes. We'll see. When I had that little fire thing, the ancient ways, which was the pictures of the great ape was being used to. It actually burned. So I don't think I'll replace it for them, but I'll do something about that. Like fire raging through the forest, lost ancient of ways with the pictures of the really brilliant center column human. Uh, I understand the theory of picture formatting, teaching your children great apes grew up through these fossil remains during you're calculating these different form of life. You're not you're seeing I'm looking at how did Einstein do some of his stuff as compared to why is the Neolithics in the Amazon not really interested on leaving and not building and not doing what we're doing? Why do we? It's a single race, the single race, the single race that brought writing, then brought legend with the writing, and that single race is not Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve provide the single race of writing, though, and the albino single race of writing is what this next sentence will tell us. Hunt them down with the tempest, and dismay them with the storm wind. Heap shame upon their heads, O Lord. And so the 6,000 year deduction, it is a shame. It is a shame. So when we have 50,000 year mountains, 500,000 year, it's a shame for us to locally ignore the local geology around us. How could you drive through and not observe I've always loved the geology. Geology is the only way to study. You drive through and you see the cutouts. I found fossil remains that we dated 40,000 years ago with floods that you can see where there's lapping, where you can see all the sedimentation further out. You can't figure that shit out as you're digging through and planting and figuring out what this earth is going to produce if you don't know where it originated from. So glaciation, what's causing the water to move as it does. Here I'm saying, hey, we have this situation right here. Let's think about the Columbia River dams real quick. Uh, let them be abashed and live in perpetual dismay. So here we have very creative, very creative. Let's immediately change something because we've got a great new idea. But no, 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 no. You will not. You will not. And the transfer, they will only create eyesore if they fucked with the topological architecture of that engineered watershed of the Columbia River. If they touched it and moved it, no time, no time. Those are only intended to crumble down. those will crumble down, fish will replete, and those are designed to crumble down. Those are designed to crumble down in order that the river does not lose its current perspective of beauty and current use. However, I would have no qualms to say, hey, let's do this just to do it, because let's stop using the Columbia River watershed for movement of barge material. Let's load it on the rail and harness the rail right there. It's really good rail, and it doesn't. It's got plenty of. Then if they want to work with the fish, use the current hatchery systems. Plant hemp all the way. Hemp. That entire Red River Road along the Columbia River would really benefit from the production, the massive production of hemp, all the way along, all up through the everywhere where Mount St. Helens, you can reach out to that distance. That area was just coated with specifically hemp. It would change the climate. It would really nourish the soil. It would do a lot for what then would come through having done that. And then you'll have hemp related stuff. Of course, I want to start a hemp empire. And we need fabric, and that would do a lot of new engineering material to build from. Really utilize that now calm waterway for better use. For we already use it in Hood River for windboarding and use it for more fishing, get more kids out there. Let's really use that waterway. I want that waterway set aside in memory with Man, 9,200-year-old fossil remain. That's a very, very, very simple pasture. No. But because Adam did not get buried, we'll just dedicate your church to Adams. You don't know where he was buried. Here's a 1,000-year configuration. Set aside this facility to keep track of that specific watershed as an example. Keep it really local, and I'll use that as an example. Assign that there locally. We have this Indian reservation. He's been on this Indian reservation teaching a legend with a school right across the street, with a library right over here. He's been worthless to that entire community since 1997. That entire community deserves like a revitalization just because of that one man, and he needs out of there. And I'm taking out that guy. That school needs an entire revitalization right there, and the entire revitalization is, here's what I would do for you. We need to camber our time sessions. I've discussed a lot with longer just do nothing sessions and read, longer they already do all. I'm just like, listening, looking forward to something exciting, about something interesting, gather more information about what these kids are interested in. Can't even really tell. I'm interested in movies. Well, I'm interested in watching TV, and so that's about all they ever do. They don't grow food. They don't grow plants. It's a surprise. Oh wow, an avocado plant. Oh wow, it's sprouted. And so we have the Dead Sea Scrolls. Kids, slow down. Just read Torah. Just read Torah. Girls and the kids in learn from Torah everywhere. Kids from everywhere. The kids over there in Europe, in Australia and over in the Middle East, I would say, hey, you guys start with the books of Moses. America is going to start with the Quran, accept the 9/11 events, see what the Quran told us about it. It just all changed his name to Paul. Sorry for that one. In this, that was Moses' obituary. Saul changed his name. Saul changed his name to an apocryphal reminder. I'll catch a cleanup. So, rent me what I was going. This I wanted to. This sacred magic one. The book of the sacred magic of Babylon. And then you have all these criminals. Here, leave it alone. Play with the sacred magic. The book of ceremonial, even that's fine. The sixth book, seventh book of Moses. That's for very interesting, of course. And yes, they do solidify this definitely. No choice about that. We need seven, everything here. So that's why I'm putting you off to the others. The key of Solomon, the king, you got his name, dudes. S.L. McGregor Mathers right here. The lesser key of Solomon, Mathers right there again. The powwow, a long lost friend. That's what I'd read, 1820. That's a good one. But the others are really more my, don't fuck with my grammars. I like them. They're too much fun. You won't get them. They're too much. I need to walk through all the sigils and things before I can really protect this, though. This is good information. And S.L. McGregor Mathers is part of this relationship with the specific Germanic erasure, specific from the OTO era, which then did bubble up into what we got over there, which we will do anything and accept anything, and it was fun. That's why we do it. We're amazing strategists, and that era when Hitler was building everything for World War II armaments. If he just wouldn't and kept going, we would never come over and kicked his ass, and then he would have won. Then he would have won. He went 6 years before. It went 6 years before he would have won if he hadn't kept going. It was 6 years before we fucked around with him. So that was bad on our part. So we'll fiddle with straightening our lips with that sacred magic. The the tempestual relationship with all medieval black magic. How could God do this to us? It's really where the tempestual. How could I figured that one out? It's a cult. He needed us to come back behind and clean up for his work, and he needed us to come back. He needed us to come back, and it's never been done. It's always been the forward, keep what you have and keep pushing it into this. Kept getting pushed out, kept getting pushed out in legend, kept getting pushed out. When did it lose this, and when did you lose the orthodoxy as to understanding this? 1300. When did you lose it? And then the orthodoxy to understand. Why did James Usher, when he was alive, even think that? What legend did he carry? What legend did he followed? An apocryphal legend is what this is. So we have in this apocryphal legend the contents book, the letter of Jeremiah, the Song of the Three, Daniel and Susanna, Daniel, Bel, and the Snake has compared to Bel and the Dragon. The Prayer of Manasseh, the first book of the Maccabees. Take it. The second book of the Maccabees. Those two are utilized during the Saline cult tradition that kept Hanukkah. They actually use that, and it is in their print, and is definitely a Saline relational reminder that the books of Maccabees So yeah, whatever Cole doesn't say about it, because I'm sure they say something about it. But Esdras, first and second Esdras, there's actually five. Tobit, Judith, the rest of the chapters of the book of Esther, the wisdom of Solomon, the wisdom. There's legitimacy. Put in the clavicle Solomon this beside that one. Ecclesiastes for the wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach, the wisdom in that one is keep that one. That's one that should be in your handwritten listings. The Song of the Three is another one that should be handwritten by the age of 7. Daniel, Bell, and the snake should be handwritten by in 8 to 9. I'll give you opportunity to understand the prayer of Manasseh. Then we have, of course, the apocryphal letters to Paul to the Romans. So just go through everything and change Paul to Saul. That worked for me in year 13. And once I was done going through all of my 13 years of record kept as to what actually happened to the Bible, is what actually happened to the Bible. The Bible told in on and concaved into it told on itself 27 books of Apocrypha, 27 books of Apocrypha with an apocryphal ending. The single apocryphal takedown. And I want to take it down. It sounds like fun. You'll do. We don't need this book if it's lying to us. Is what I've always wanted to just rip this from his head. You're just lying. You know not to lie. You didn't know when this was written down. And they went their way and found with the cult right on the door the place where two ways met. They loose him. So we're out over here. Let's go. So the grimoires, the mega. The book is Sacred Magical Albemarle and the Mage. Yes, 1900. Keep that. Ignore primary source. Protect reputable and rare season brand. I've read it. The Book of Ceremonial. That one is more reminder of the OTO, and so I'll explain it later. Work with the Sacred Magic Animal and the Mage. That just really focus with that one, please. The Key of Solomon, the King, at 1888. Yeah, you can fiddle with it. You need that one in print. That one in print. I've got it in print. That one in print. The Key of Solomon, the King. That one in print. A very good one in print. Then you can. There's a little make line, little hidden code in it. I'll show off one of these days. The Lesser Key of Solomon. Maybe that's the one I have. One of those two, which whichever one I've got. And so Crowley, he took on the name of the beast, the mark of the beast. He actually took it on. Crowley, during his erasure of the who are the Masons in England, Crowley, he actually took on the beast, as did Cult website. Crowley himself took it, so we'll give it to him with the 777 library, all of the libraries are mine. Later we'll fuck with the libraries. Not until you're done. Libraries are like that is the stuff you don't get until you're 40. You don't get it until you're 40. I'll talk about it on the way up after you have a full generation of handwritten. I'll teach my granddaughter how to understand what to expect out of that. That was channel material. I was, yeah. No, you don't. No more buying your own books with that one, because no, that's literally until if you are 40 years old right now, never had sex, you're like, hey, happy, and then I might let you start to think you could understand them. But no, it's you have to understand the dynamic with that little voice in your head not beat you up, and that takes all of the practice and all of the takedown of that I started when I was 20, and it honestly took you. There's when you're entering a cult with nothing in it, and you're like, oh, I better read the Bible in here. I better figure out what it said. It was a little bit different of an oration to welcome to the OTO than I had expectation to when I first started working with the Book of Sacred Magic. I have a Mullen Age. I did kind of it indicated that I would accomplish this one. That's why I kept doing it. Now I need to go beat the living crap out of my mentor who got he turned into kind of a bald Jimmy Swagger. It's really weird. It's like, dude, what did you evolve from? You know, he's Mormon, and I need to take his Bible away from his church. He's broken. He did the same thing, bald. Really, really weird. That from the OTO. Used to eat wheatgrass all the time. Used to, so. We used to eat onion. I wonder if he still does that. Had a kid, and I'm a little worried for him, to be honest. I need to get and see him. It's good to see him. But that came with the reminder. Oh, he was so far into the OTO, but that's not where I was at. He was working with the BOT stuff. He was really good with that, and that's more of a little psychodrama thing. You need to understand the Anton LaVey's little psychodrama, and it's literally did you read enough to catch on that you grew up in a cult? That's actually what it was. The book of from Did You Read Enough to Recognize that you grew up in a cult? That when I was done, that to recognize the Bible from the word in the book meant apocrypha. When was it written, Pastor? 3500 BC. We believe it was inspired. Yeah, explain inspired. We're going to use this to teach it as a cult book. The book of the... Okay, let's take the book of 6,000 year, the son of David. Okay, Pastor. The son of Abraham. How many times is Jesus in the Quran? 25 times by name, transliterated as Isa. Pastor. We're done. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. In the year 1666, Pastor, the Ethiopic Tawahedo Bible contains 75 or 81 books and there's a lot of right there that talked about that. Uses singing a lot more better wisdom. Now I'm using 1610 data, Pastor. Yeah, so Pastor. And Judas we got. So you see what this data is? It's just put in here. Put this in your pocket. This is that's an interesting revelatory point. There is a hidden plan in this, and it's connected to. Let's go sniff out that Wikipedia version of the Apocryphal Wikipedia Bible here. You'll find that in the year 1610, you had plenty of knowledge to figure out that they could keep a legend, and we kept a pretty secure legend since 1610. Let's see, 1610 legend. After that, this thing goes. So, 1610 legend. Nurture. 1611. Distribution. Apocryphal distribution. Got it. Okay. That's one. I like that one. Apocryphal distribution. Yeah, from here. Yeah. Apocryphal design. It's just from here. 100% correct. No, Pastor, this is a rip it out of here. 6,000 years. That's empty body. Pastor, no, give that. You owe me a lot. We're no, Pastor. So, so I've got the King James Version of the Bible fanned out into handwritten notes and stuff. And there's of course, all around us. So, rise in birth defects, Washington State doctors concerned. This is the one I want you pastors to look at right here. Rise in birth defects, Washington State doctors concerned. Here you go. April 22, 2014. Birth defects still spiking. I'm taking it. Don't worry about it. Birth defects a mystery, 2017. Hey, you took that out of the Bible. The fatal stalking, 3 counties. This is local. Bring it in. Look around you. So this false birth defect investigation is not ongoing. It's 2016, 2000. And so this is all after the year 1999. And so one small change. So why? But they're not looking at the actual connection. So they don't have an answer to a concerned nurse, 2012, noticed and asked that we have a rise in encephaly locally, Washington State. This is why my pastor does not have a choice. That one alone is the Bible is entirely expired. The Bible is entirely void for how we're taking care of our congregations. That one query alone, Pastor, is you are the most ignorant fool locally with Kennewick Man. 9,200 year old fossil. I'm sorry. That is a medical situation. A distance in time medical explanation. Those children with the rise in encephaly, that is a statistical anomaly because of the distance in time. And it is a statistical recurring thing that will get worse that provided me the obvious statistical analysis with a little bit better record keeping through the Bible into the monarchical patterns, which provided the statistical analysis of this data through the barren relationships in the Bible. So, and it's solid data because it's the handwritten record of Moses. When we need to legitimize our matriarchs, we need to legitimize our common ancestry. The handwritten record of Torah legitimized everything. Such as how to find that. How to find that in the Bible is a consequence of not interpreting the Bible properly. And that ended with this little Gideon Bible is from Parker. So, as it asked, the Bible contained the mind of God, the state of man, which is in the year 2020. We let this book we do for the way of salvation. So what is that? What is that? If Jesus will save me for what? What is your salvation? If all you can do is not even get to know your people, you have no salvation. You've never been saved from anything. It's salvation and grace. Philippians 2. Salvation and salvation and something more safe with it in times of prophecy. Philippians 2:11. Salvation. So the also secondary related use of all of this. There's therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So 16, 10 minutes data, taking care of our daughters, taking care of our children. Titus. I like this paper a lot. Kind of hard to squint at. I like the I'm so bad with the names and orders. Yeah, there's too many books. So in this book, you use the ones with all the apocryphals. Philippians found it. Two. Yeah, he said, show me. The moron over there, show me. I've never seen Satan. When I was referring to ego. And what does he? Oh, he's right here in the book of Job. Yeah, I know. It's a Kabbalistic code, dude. I knew that back then. Philippians 2:11. And that every tongue should confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Yes, yes, yes. Every tongue. Every tongue, every tongue, Pastor, every tongue, every tongue. Come on, we're missing 3 billion people in the world, and I only know a few. That was back then. You don't know how many of them. And the Neolithic, it doesn't need to be. They just need to watch all the United States go, so they don't forget about us. The serious, they're there. We need to stop looking for them, and we figured it out, but we haven't used our data properly because we have not used our world without data. We already know they're there. We already know we can get to the moon, and we already know all that, but they already don't care, and they don't care. And if they have no interest, they've never tried, and they probably have their own legends as to why not, and little things like that. Leave them alone. We could probably learn, and just let the grass grow and kneel at the let them come back. They're gonna stop having babies, if we keep going out there and killing them. And I'm watching some of these morons from England and the US going, hey, we can make a lot of money by getting cell phone out here. Yeah, let's harness a endangered group of people who don't need cell phone, and we can make a lot of money by bringing this out there. How? By plowing the roads, by giving them the society that they don't want, they don't need. They already have it. Now we're done. Philippines, for example, let's go back there because that's kind of what I'm describing. What happened? Philippines had that. Hey, we can make a lot of money off of them by bringing stuff in there and then using them, and that is legitimately Philippines. You have so many different characteristics of different Neolithic groupings all around. If you're on different islands for more than 100 years, they're different Neolithics. You guys didn't really start moving around until you got gasoline, and we didn't start exploring until about 1907 with gasoline. So we began when we got gasoline in 1907. We began, and then we kept a 6,000 year deductive that we 2017 too long, 2018 too long, 2019 too long, 2020 where's Philippines too. How they get so imploded. What's the United States going to do to help them? Anything. Are we even responsible? We need to help them out by not buying them. Stop going there. If you want to go to the Philippines, go by boat and bring stuff to trade, guys. Bring your culture there, bring their trade for their culture, bring their culture back, understand, learn from them. But this help them not implode. America's dumb. Watch the world as we're $22 trillion in debt. We're about to implode. We are about to implode. There's no doubt we are about to implode. And of course, you skipped over the prophecies of everything having to do with the United States, accepting the political unrest and change, the homosexual union, everything. You skipped that. You missed that by not having God in your translations and interpretations. You miss God's use of the homosexual relationship in prophecy when it told you homosexual, which told you homosexuality is a pastor's wrong subject. Don't teach sexuality in church. Do not teach marriage. Do not teach child raising. And do not teach legalities in church. Teach how to write Torah and nothing else. Teach how to avoid false teachings, which would be if there's something that is taught that does not match. Nothing else. Anything that I can believe anything I want, which is what you've got in hell. 2020, all of you, none of you know God. In his books, none of you know God. In his books, because he's not here in his books. Only your legend kept out there is in that book. So when you put God and Moses' relationship to not being here and God is not actually in this Gideon Apocrypha, it really changed the interpretation. Really changed my interpretation. That's a pretty simple interpretation of John 1:18. So John 1:18, no one has ever seen God? Yeah, why not? Book's not here, you have a legend. And a legend you could turn off. A legend you could turn off. That's what I found. So I'm done for a while. It's dark. God, okay, I've been pushing through. Where am I? I got all that stuff. Can't wait to see this one. Can't do it. Because it's really a joke. It's really just a joke. The Great Fire One is just a joke. It's just a joke. Got every word in the Bible wrong. It's just a joke. You got everything wrong. Everything wrong. Every union, everything wrong. Everything wrong. Everything wrong. It is just a joke that you don't understand how to read and understand what this book said. Because when I was done, it said nothing. Nothing, but don't use it in that format. Nothing, but don't use it, and then figure out what to do with not using it. So we'll have to see. But the figure out what to do with not using it is we don't have to and the reunification of God's instructions for His humans. Okay? If you don't want to, you're gonna just like you're. I'm pretty sure that the Australian Aboriginal are also His creation children. Yeah, what does it mean? Did God make us, or did God make them? Did they evolve? David was giving me that. So what do you mean? No, God made Australia. David has 73-year-old senile. What do you mean? Did God made something? You there? No, no. Adam and Eve were special ed. I don't think they were that bright. And were really super smart, but not that bright, to be honest. So avoid that grouping of people. And something happened in really Dumbville. really Dumbville, England, where they're I think God made this white Caucasian race. They're just really stupid in somewhere. Maybe they got some of the really dumb mixed down, and just these really brainless empties of that somehow got over on a flat Earth legend. To this somehow, and then they taught their kids that they couldn't remember why and how, and so really ignorant race of some things. I'm pretty. Will the real people please stand up? Will the real people please stand up? Who is willing to accept that they're not a white? We feel stupid and hand right there, Torah. Yeah. President Trump. I want to help you. You do that, I'd say keep you in office for a long time. And let that man just die in office. Pay off for debt while you figure out how to your handwriting turn off. Get God into this book. Trump, get God into this book. And then we'll have something to talk about. Yeah, God's not in this book. Face to face, handwritten record was extracted from this piece of apocrypha. So Trump, you have a 6,000-year legend you never even thought about. I think everyone forgot that the Bible could be broken. Everyone deduced, why would you want to keep a 6,000-year Earth deduction? Why? America. NASA. Yeah. So, board. Okay. The integers is first. The ancestral origin of writing. Welcome to BOTO. Written language. No more binary solid books. We're past that. Baptize something. Seriously, just don't teach the 6,000 years of age any longer. And then it all gets pretty nothing from there. There's nothing in the Bible other than a story not to teach it that way. Neolithic ceremonial landscapes. Understand here that the book is sacred, not should have on the age. And it is still why I'm saying this is a repletion, a regression. It's different to understand. Eyes wide blind to God. Eyes wide blind back history. Eyes wide blind to Torah. Eyes wide, gonna do whatever the fuck you want to future history. And that's no. We're gonna arrest that because cult school without Bible. Cult school without Bible. move this around a little bit. School with Bible, no cult, no cult, no cult. Cult was all of the children's. I grew up from grade 8 picture books, so mommy and daddy can learn a little bit about Earth history because it's very good children's picture. I love going to the library. Oh, great. It's all the pictures of yes. And no, there were no humans during Dinosaurville, but yeah, Adam was. Yeah, God was. It's not so hard to understand, kids. Adam was, Lilith was. You would like to, Jesus walked on water. Did you know that? Yeah, it's a legend, though. Kids, did you know they believe that legend for 5,500 years too long? We're sorry for everything between that. We didn't keep record of when it was written down very well. Welcome to the library. We didn't keep record of when it was written down very well. Your selling books. Welcome to the library. All right, where you can go over there and fiddle with on the origin of the hallucinations that great apes share common ancestry with you or my dog. But God did make the giraffe. It's rolling. 7. God did make the giraffe.